So got this 3.6 Passat, and we're gonna take the engine out and get it ready for the Mark II. Have a nice fast all-motor drag car. So $600. It's supposed to be running and driving. We'll see. I started working on it a little bit, pulling some stuff off. Gotta pull the axles out. Gotta probably leave the bevel box in. But we're gonna sell the cats and just get some of the money back for the $600. And fuck, I'll have it out probably in 2-3 hours, maybe a little sooner. But I'll put you guys on time lapse. Saw me fight with the exhaust. It's usual on an old turd car, especially, you know, nobody ever takes care of anything. Grab the light here. So obviously I'm trying to save the cats, so that's one part of it. Bolted the Guibo up in there. There's 3 bolts. I don't know if you can see them. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Started undoing a little bit of bolts down here on the transfer case. That way, because I mean, it's a lot easier. You start unbolting and then you don't have to worry about it, you know, when you take it out of the car, fucking getting underneath something. It's a nightmare. So got to get that bolt up in there. I can't do anything about the flex plate and torque converter until I get the bevel box out, and I don't want to do that in the car. But I'll have most of the bolts out, so as soon as I get it out, because I'm gonna we got this nice table over here, so I'll put it all on the table, take the bevel box off, turn it over, pull the torque converter, get it out, you know, get the big block swap done. A few things got to be done still. I gotta evacuate the AC, I gotta pull the trans lines, gotta pull the front bumper. So I'm gonna suck all that out. I'm gonna start looking, get some of the chassis harness unplugged and stuff over here. A couple more coolant lines. I've drained most of the oil and coolant. Separate some of the trans stuff. Cut whatever I don't need, because like I said, this is just a straight junk car after this. Specifically bought it for the big block. This, a few little adaptions. I'm gonna run all the OEM management. You know, use Mark 7 pedal, that kind of stuff. So it'd be all drive-by-wire. I'll be able to have launch control and all that factory, rather than what I have now. I actually have a box in the car because with Mark III management, you cannot have launch control. I'll be able to have nice OEM management, way more consistent, and hopefully meet that 300 horsepower to the wheels, you know, just off a tune. it'll be pretty sweet, and get out and start drag racing. That's the big plan with the Mark II. I'll shoot a couple videos of it later. I'll do some gnarly burnouts in it. So a little update, evacuated the AC, started tearing apart some of the wiring, getting some connectors off. This is where the power brick used to go because the battery's in the trunk. I'm probably gonna try to save these wires because I have a Mark I Rabbit at home with a GT40. I've been building it for a long time, and you know how those kind of things go. But that would be good because I probably got to put the battery in the trunk on that. But you know, keeping with this, so I got to disconnect a couple of the chassis side stuff off the starter. I'm not using any part of the transmission. I'm gonna keep my O2A that I built out of the Mark II. And so yeah, I'm just gonna keep on plugging away. I'll take off the AC lines, or maybe even the whole AC compressor because I don't need it. And a couple more HVAC lines. Disconnect the coolant bowl, and then I can put the table underneath and drop it out. It should be pretty quick from here. Yeah, I'll get back to you guys when I'm Alright, so I'm getting out the table now. All I gotta do is locate it underneath. Blocks of wood here and there. You know, watch out for a few things. Lower it down on the table, just pull out these 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. And these 2 bolts right there. I believe they're all 18s, and they'll just drop down, raise it up, move a couple things out of the way here and there. Left the axle in on this side. I'm sure you guys see it. I think I'm an idiot, but again, it's a junk car. That axle is a pain in the ass to get out if you don't have the right tool. Have it at home. Didn't bring it here, so just gonna ruin, you know, a perfectly good axle that maybe somebody could have used, but you know, we'll just let it hang out and rip a few things, break a few clips, but again, it's just a parts car. So put you guys on time lapse again, and see you when the engine is on the table. But yeah, as what comes with honest sellers, good running engine, right? I think this chocolate milk coming out of the antifreeze, you know, all the radiator hoses, I think that says otherwise. And then again, if you look here, that's not dirt, that is rubber. So I think what this goon was doing was the solid car, let me do a nice rip in it. So to me, looks like I'm probably gonna have to go into it a little bit further than I thought. But again, you know, oh well. I love VRs. Maybe I'll throw rods in it. I got a set of rods. Or maybe I'll just take the head off, clean it, port it. But it definitely needs chains. That was what the fella told me. But yeah, it's out. I got 2 more cats to get off there, so hopefully I'll get about a couple $100 or something like that. So again, this car cost me $600 delivered. Allegedly working. You wanna take a look inside, you'll see how filthy this car is. The guy must have loved marijuana because it's full of empty guts from blunts, and smells that way too. All right, well, take the trans off. I'll probably throw you up on the hood with the Milwaukee, but yank the trans off. Bevel box first, then the trans can come off. A couple coolant lines. Shouldn't be a big deal, and then more than likely I'll put the hoist on it, throw it in the trunk. There's no spare tire in the trunk, so it'll fall right in. Front end will go back on, and then I'll continue to chase down the wiring. Looks like from the ECU it's going to come out, and this is the body side harness. The engine harness is already out, so it's the body side of the ECU. So wiper, that's common. I'll just lop that out, and then all the ABS wiring looks like it runs over to there, but nah, it doesn't. Might not. Got this fuse box in here. I'll just lop a couple of those off, chase it to the inside. Really just need the pedal wiring and the what else? I guess up to the cluster, because it'd be nice, you know, when I cut the harness off, or when I'm merging the harness into the Mark II, that I'll have the they have some really specific connectors to like the brakes, to the gas pedal, to the cluster. So it'd be really nice to leave the ends on there. That way I don't gotta tape everything up, you know, and start sharpening everything. If I can leave the connectors on there, easy to see them, you know, easy to cut after that, especially with the pinouts and all. Be even easier, because sometimes, you know, I don't know if it's the same with other cars, but a lot of times with European cars, year to year color codes can change, but usually the pins stay the same. So we'll get into that. See you guys in a minute. Got it to where it'll be pretty easy to start pulling the trans off now. I pulled the rest of the cats off in the bevel box. They're pretty easy. 317s with swivel, and back them off. A bunch of 16s. And then after I got the bevel box off, I got all the bolts in there. They're nuts. I think there were 6 of them. They're all 19s, or sorry, 15s. And just rotate the crank over and pack them off. It's pretty easy. That's 27. Put the engine hoist on, and it's got 2 mounting points back here, one over here. Because how VRs sit, they sit forward. So if you look at that trans is sitting pretty flat, but you look at the VR and it's over kicked towards the front. So if you just try to take the trans off, that thing will fall over. And pull off these 2 hoses. Now the last bit will just be these 2 bolts in the front. They are 18s. One there. Easy, run them off. Yank the trans back, and then I'll set the engine somewhere, and we'll then attach that to the hoist, throw it in the trunk, and then we can get onto the wiring side of it. So just going to take the wiring harness out after that, and we'll tear the engine down another day. Yeah, I don't know. It looks all right. There was a few hoses that I pulled and didn't look like chocolate milk, so. Also turning the engine over, it felt like it had some compression, so I don't know. I'll probably still just pull the head, get to this, and throw you guys on time lapse and get it done. All right, see. So got it off. And it's a bit of a struggle whenever you're doing just by yourself. You know, auto trans are very heavy. Engines what kind of are so heavy they'll just flop over here, flop over there. Look, more coolant. Got everything out of the car, wiring and all. Cut all the crap I didn't need. So you can see it down there. Into the car. All here, everything's bare. Even the rack. I don't need anything like this. I got everything I needed. Here it is. There's all the chassis wiring harness. There's the intake manifold. And of course, you have a a pod filter on there. Make it sound real nice. But ECU's there. Body or engine side of the harness is there. I'll take it apart one of these days. I also got all the wiring out, like I was saying earlier, so maybe I can use this in my Mark 1. It's really nice, heavy duty stuff. It's got the fuse box in the back and all. Pretty good. There is my 1AT trans and the 1AT. I got all re-gasketed up and stuff like that, but that's going to be going in my Mark 3 Jetta. We'll have a Mark 3 1AT, everything two-step everywhere. I got a bunch of random stuff, but yeah, I guess tomorrow when I get another person here, I'll be able to tow this car out, put it out for the scrap guy, and that's it. It's gone. So next week I'll be doing the 1AT swap, because next week's actually New Year's, so we'll be off on Friday, so that'll be pretty sweet. And so Thursday night I should be able to bring the Mark 3 in, get the 2-liter out, clean that all up, try to sell it, make a little bit of money off that, try to bring down the cost of the 1AT swap. I've had a big goal of trying to get the 1AT in this Mark III for less than $1,000. I think right now, I'm right about $800. Yeah, I think it's gonna be right around $1,000. I'll do a full wrap up with everything later. Yeah, we'll be doing that next week.